Hello Virgo and welcome to my channel Green Line Goddess Tarot. This is your monthly reading for August, which means we're moving into Virgo season and there's a lot of earth energy around. So happy birthday to all you beautiful Virgo, August Virgos is what I want to say. So very excited to move into Virgo season, and we have Mars in your sign. We also have Mercury, which is your ruling planet in your sign. It does move retrograde, so turn retrograde later in the month. But that last week of August could be really amazing for you. And I get this sense, the feeling I get when I was just doing a little birthday, like, okay, we'll tune in for a little birthday tune in, or Virgo season tune in for Virgos. And I got this sense that this is a time where you could get really, really inspired about what you can achieve, especially once we hit that Virgo season. And yeah, Mercury does go into retrograde. So yeah, so that happens on the 23rd or 24th, depending on what hemisphere you're in. And yeah, I mean, because Mercury is your planetary ruler, it loves being in your sign. Obviously, it works really well. And when it goes retrograde, this is an opportunity for us to go deeper inside our minds. And so I get this sense of just going within, this deep kind of energy of sitting with something, deep analysis. But then there's this beautiful trine that happens to Uranus, which is the higher octave of Mercury. Mercury is your mind, your conscious mind, and Uranus is like the collective mind, the divine wisdom that we can connect into, the higher consciousnesses. So it's like both of them are having these really amazing energies in both Taurus and Virgo, this trine, this flow of energy between you. And this is where you can really go, right, I know where I want to go next. So I know how I'm working out the tangible ways I can make that happen. And I get for a lot of you that it's going to require or mean letting go of something like an old way of doing something, or that's not happening anymore, whether this is your choice or somebody else is choosing it for you. It almost feels like you're going to be really, really strongly guided down the path that feels really right. And so if something doesn't work out or something kind of whatever, it's like you might be given the gift of a new direction or an adjustment or the gift of time. And so this is kind of where you can go, okay, maybe I don't need to do that anymore, whatever that thing is. Maybe that's just over, ended. I get this sense of things, the energy around something that potentially could have taken up a lot of space in your life, or the way something was done. It could totally get scrapped. That's it. That's not happening. Ended kind of thing happening. But it won't feel, at first it might be like a bit of an adjustment, but it might also be this sense of, now I'm kind of getting excited about the messages I'm getting from those higher consciousnesses that I'm actually starting to process and understand in my own mind about the direction and the new direction that feels right. So that's kind of the energy that I'm getting for you, the little intuitive message I got for you, Virgo. So let's not start with those cards. They're the wrong cards to start with. So let's pull a card for you and see what's coming in. But this very strong sense of, being really strongly directed and guided, and it's kind of like, this feels right. This really feels right. And so it makes a lot of sense inside your mind, and then you can get down to the practical elements of how can you make this happen. So that's kind of the feeling I'm getting. So let's pull a card for Virgo and Virgo season, moving into Virgo season. Like I said, we've got Pluto in Capricorn, we've got Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, we're going to have Mars and Mercury in Virgo. So lots of earth energy, and this is where you're going to potentially see some very tangible results or tangible changes in your life at this moment in time. So let's see. We've got Seven of Crystals, options and results. Okay, just when we're talking about results, here's his little aardvark. This is the Seven of Pentacles, actually. So again, it's an earth sign. And the Seven of Pentacles is about making an adjustment to the direction that you're going in with your time, your effort, your energy, your money, about your investments of time, effort, energy, and money. And so this little aardvark's just happily looking for new options that could produce different results. And so that really feels like that's an important energy. And ultimately what this card is about is growth, about bringing in more growth on a tangible that you can see, tangibly see, feel, taste, touch, spend. So let's see what else is coming through. So opportunities for growth are coming in. And like you said, this little aardvark, I feel like, the sun is shining. So when we move into Virgo season, the sun is in your sign, and that is wanting to revitalize and re-energize some of your like the material realm, that something within your material realm that is ready to step into some kind of new growth. So let's see what's shifting and changing for you, Virgo. So it's going to potentially require a little bit of flexibility. It could be exciting change. It all kind of starts with this shift of what's going on inside your mind, though, first. So let's see what's shifting and changing for Virgo. What's shifting and changing? The cards are not jumping. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we've got 3. Okay, let's see. I want to put him down and let's talk about these 2. This is the element of air coming in. Sword, Princess, Air, Palace. So just as we're talking about what's going on inside your mind, both your conscious mind and the divine mind, the higher consciousnesses, we've got Sword, Princess, Air, Palace. We can see the sun is here with the sword. So this is very much this sense of something's becoming very, very clear inside your mind. This is something new. This is new, fresh ideas, solutions that are coming through with the Sword, Princess. And it feels like this could really be energizing you as well. It could be something that you're really wanting, or something you're really wanting to put some time into thinking about or analyzing, or a lot of energy into it. It's next to the Sword 10, Uranus, Gemini. So interesting, we'll talk about that Uranus energy. The Sword 10 is about the ending of something that's taken up a lot of space inside your mind. It's time to let it go. There's something new. The pages is the new, the fresh, the new message, the new thing. So definitely, there's new thoughts, new plans afoot here. And we've also got Cup King, Scorpio, Crown coming in. So here comes potentially a person in your life that's something shifting and changing around. Now, this could be your relationship to another person, or could be your relationship, how you're feeling within a situation, because there's a certain amount of intensity here that I'm feeling with this Cup King. And I kind of like the feeling I'm getting. It's enough to draw you towards this person or situation, like, I want to know more. So it's very much like that. There's something, this is potentially wanting to go deep. So this could be going deep into some sort of research, or I want to know deep into getting deep into emotions, deep into feelings, deep into, how you're feeling about something. So, I really feel like this has a good feeling to me, this Cup King, Scorpio, Crown. So let's see what else is coming through for you, Virgo. So again, it just feels like there's an opportunity to feel quite inspired with a new direction that's coming in for you. Something new is opening up that you're like, yep. Okay, so let's see what is coming in for Virgo. So Virgo, I just wanted to let you know that this reading is for Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. I always recommend to watch all 3 of your placements if you know where they are, because it gives you a fuller picture, a more holistic view of what's going on for you. And this is a general reading. Virgo, just take what feels right. Look what came in, the Ace of Swords. Of course, it's all about what's going on inside your mind there with Mercury coming in, the Ace of Swords. Wow. Okay. So, yes, if it does really resonate, you'd like to explore it further. This is pretty much like a Virgo season reading. We will do more in September as well. But there will be an extended reading, and the link for that will be in the description box below. And that is through my Patreon community, the Patreon channel. So let's see, there are no locked-in contracts with that or anything. You can I'd love it if you check it out. So the link is in the description box below. So we've got this beautiful Ace of Swords here. And what I like is that the feeling I'm getting for this is this hand is grabbing this, and there's energy around it. There's white light around it. It just feels like, ooh, I got this clarity. I got this idea, and this feels good. It feels right. So it's like I'm claiming this. So there's something here that just feels like it's above. And interestingly, it's going to tell me lots of this card now. Okay, so interestingly, it's above the mountains you're seeing here. It's up high in the element of air. So that's the Uranus energy, which is the higher consciousness. But because you're reaching out and grabbing it, you're getting the message. You're getting that. And it's got the crown, which is this is for you. it's meant to be for you. This is something really authentic for you. So, and yeah, there's gold around it as well. So this gold means that potentially there could be there's something that glitters and shines with it. It could lead to some kind of success or achievement, or something that could feel like it's recognition, prosperity in some way. So yeah, I mean, it's coming from this kind of cloud-like space, and it's like you need to kind of grab in. So whatever you need to do to find the space to be able to tune into those higher consciousness. And, I think it's going to be so much easier that week, so the last week of August. So let's see. This Ace of Swords is having a big chat. We're crossed by the Three of Pentacles, and it may be that you need to take some time out to really spend some time with this. So work or other people's energy might be wanting to pull you away from it. It's like, no, I just want to go over and think about this or work this through inside my mind. We have the Nine of Pentacles in your conscious mind, and we have the Page of Cups. I like all these pages coming through. So like I said, the aces and the pages, really, really fresh energy coming through for you, feeling differently about something or someone because of because of how you're perceiving a situation. Feels really good. Your independence is going to be really important here. The way that I feel like you're going to need your space. You might need to take some time out or go off and have your independent thought. This is your mind that's thinking this, not somebody else's idea. So I think you need to kind of, really spend some time with that. Let's see what else is coming through for, Virgo. The cards just fully flew out. Let me just grab them. Okay, we've got the Three of Wands. We've got the Six of Swords. We've got the High Priestess. This is you. So look at you in between worlds, being highly intuitive here, being the High Priestess. So that's fantastic. Let's see what else is coming through for Virgo. So I definitely feel like you're able to transition and move on from some old energies in your life here. It feels like it's like the clarity's coming, but you might be in this transition phase about moving from one thing to another. So, and if there's a little bit of drama around, you might be able to move away from that as well, which is a bit of emotional drama or somebody that's being a bit dramatic. That is something that you're able to potentially move on from here. I see a transition of moving away from that. So I don't know why the cards are taking so long here, Virgo, but they are. And sometimes when this happens, and I was doing it for the some of the other readings as well, being all the planets by the end of the August, most of the planets are going to be retrograde, which is a slowdown. It's a patience. It's going into the divine feminine and really just processing and integrating some stuff. So that's what I feel like it very much is. The way the cards are coming out is it's requiring that slowdown, that patience that's coming through. And so I feel like once that happens, especially when Uranus turns retrograde at the end of August, this is when it's like, whoa, okay, potentially getting some really amazing ideas, inspiration, downloads, but you potentially might be processing it for months and months and months after that. So let the idea grow, let the idea sit with you for a while. It's going to have its little phases that it grows and moves into. And this is like the very beginning, I feel that it starts. So let's see, what else are we going to get for Virgo? Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups. We have, the Four of Cups. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Here comes the fours. And the Fool. Okay. And the Hermit. Yes. The two fours, I'm like, they're going to have to consider this. They're having a big think about this. They're putting something on pause. They're putting something on hold. And then the Hermit came out and I'm like, yes, having a big, deep think about something, even a bit of soul searching that might come through with this shift of stepping into something really new. And you're going to get that clarity here with the Ace of Swords. Like, I think this is something that's going to really be on your mind and become very clear. So it's almost like you can see the vision, but real life, or it's, up there in the ether, in the element of air for the moment. And then real life kind of is in the way here with the Three of Pentacles. This is you working on something, having to be productive, having to go to work, having to talk to other people, having to have meetings. And it's like, no, I just want to think about this thing. So in your conscious mind, we've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is the card of being quite careful with being quite careful with your resources, understanding that you need to make some careful and good choices here about how you're using your time, your effort, your energy, and your money. And a little bit of restraint goes a long way with being able to make a situation work in your favor here, Virgo, so that you've got the independence, the space, you're doing things on your own terms, and this gives you freedom. So it's almost like you're understanding you need to get organized or create some process or set up some boundaries in some way. But it's like you need to organize yourself so you can have the space to be able to have the time and space to think here with the Nine of Pentacles. So using the resources around you, and that free time, that space is going to feel like an abundant energy. But yeah, you're going to have to use some restraint, as in like you might have to not do that at this time in order to do this at this time, or have to say no, or work really hard in that period of time in order to free up. Yeah, so that's saying the same thing, but anyway, you know what I mean. So at the base, we've got the Page of Cups. So this is what's happening. This is that little excitement of how you're feeling about something or someone bubbling away underneath. And that's that Cup King energy we were talking about, of that sense of there's something that feels good, that has this intensity. But this Page of Cups is the initial excitement of opening up and going, ooh, this feels different. This feels good. Potentially it feels quite intense, but I'm liking this and opening my heart, getting maybe nervous excitement about something, or someone in your world. In the recent past, we have the Three of Wands. So this is the waiting game with the young emperor waiting to see what kind of results are coming through. I think that potentially there is a change in the results. So either you're letting go of an old way of doing something because that didn't yield the results you're wanting, or there's understanding that you can't sit and wait around forever. You've got to grab something. You've got this other idea or this other way of thinking inside your mind here that you're like, I need to make some adjustments. So something that the way that something's been done potentially hasn't been working. In the near future, we've got the Six of Swords. So this is where you're transitioning, moving on. Again, the element of air. So this can be the card of travel. It can be the card of moving, making a move, a significant move in some sort. But it is, you can see the beautiful, like the swirly water, that is potentially been a difficult emotional situation that you have been able to transition and move on from, which is really great. So you're presenting, this is what I love, the High Priestess. So with the High Priestess sits between the two pillars of earth and the divine and what's happening above, the higher consciousnesses. And here you are in the middle here, really like learning to work with your intuition, trust your intuition, being highly, highly intuitive, because your mind and your third eye and your crown are open to those like higher consciousnesses, plus also it's making sense in your conscious mind, because sometimes we see it as it doesn't make a lot of sense straight away, but you're being the High Priestess, so open and amazingly intuitive. It's just like, whoa, okay, so you make your own luck here with the High Priestess. You might be experiencing some interesting synchronicities that are coming through here. But yeah, I just feel this incredible kind of spiritual power that comes in, connecting to your sacred knowledge, your divine wisdom. Like, it's really amazing. And then we've got the Hermit here, which is about connecting into your wisdom, but bringing it down to the earthly realm as well. Really, this is the card of Virgo, of course, Hermit being like the overall energy. So it's all about you. It's all about Virgo energy that you're working with on the highest level to make, so making it work in your life the best that it can. This is an opportunity in August to do that, especially once we hit that Virgo season. So if there's things in your life you just need to sort out, this is where you can work both in the higher and in the realms of the Hermit, which is the body, trusting the messages, the feedback that you're getting from your internal wisdom, your human wisdom from your experiences and the wisdom of your body. So yeah, really trusting that, like you're just the wise, beautiful, wise old sage. So the energy around you is the Five of Wands. This could be that there could be this is challenging yourself to grow. This is testing yourself, challenging yourself. This could be testing and challenging situations around you as well. It could be a highly competitive situation around you. But there's this challenge here to be able to move beyond and grow in some way, shape, or form. So we have hopes and fears, the Queen of Cups. This is, again, this very divine feminine energy. I think that this emotional intensity that you're feeling here with the Page of Cups and the King of Cups, which is very divine masculine. So it's an external situation that you're responding to. At the end of the day, when you come home, you want to come home and process those feelings. So again, it's like you need some space to process your feelings and what's going on inside your mind. This is nurturing yourself, looking after yourself, but yeah, the divine feminine. And it also really just kind of, I keep getting this sense of coming back and touching base with yourself, like you're going out, getting a lot of information and then coming back and touch base with how am I feeling about something? Is this feeling right? Is it feeling safe? So yeah, it's this whole idea of having a sanctuary and space to come back to is going to be really important. And then we've got the Four of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Fool. So these two fours are about that moment of, okay, how do I I know I'm going to have to move from something that feels quite foundational. I feel like there's this real calmness here. The Fool card can be when somebody's about to jump into the new and they haven't even thought about it, or they're just, jumping straight in, and that can in itself be foolish. But there's something new that's being reset and activated here with the Fool card, and it's something that's quite foundational with these fours, especially to do with your element of earth and the element of water, how you're feeling about something and what you're tangibly seeing in your world here. So I really feel like this Fool is about to leap off some kind of foundational energy into the new. And it's almost like the calm before this calm moment of, I feel really calm about doing this because it feels right. So rather than this freak out like, oh, I'm jumping off the cliff, being the Fool, activating the new, it's like, no, I know that this is the right thing. So there's this very calm new activation. And again, we have the sun shining in the Fool card. This sun energy, once it hits Virgo season, seems to be working in your favor to activate new things. And so it's kind of interesting because what I'm getting here with the Fool card, you can see these like pointy peaks in the background. And this is like where the Hermit is. The Hermit's in that place that feels almost like isolated, almost feels like you need to remove yourself and kind of go higher up to a place where you can really go within and find the clarity. But at the same time, you can't stay in that place. The Hermit has to come back down from the mountain and step into a whole new terrain. So it even feels like that there's distance between that and this new place that you're stepping into. It feels very new and different. It's like that is way over there, and it feels almost like, sometimes you have that weird thing with time where it felt like, that happened yesterday, but it feels like it was a week ago, and it feels like such a different time, place, or energy. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting here. So what you're stepping into is something very new and exciting here with the Fool. So this idea of distance, it could quite literally be a physical distance, because we do have the cards of travel around as well, but it could just be more of a sense of just feeling like more of a metaphorical, like I've stepped into a place that feels very different to where I was before. So let's pull an affirmation card for you. Virgo season affirmation card for... Yeah, the other thing I want to say about the High Priestess turning up is that in August we actually have 2 full moons. We start the month with the full moon in Aquarius and we end the month in the full moon in Pisces. And so when it gets topped and tailed by these full moon energies where a lot is being full moons enlighten, they show you lots of things and they're highly intuitive. So we're seeing a lot of that energy in the reading as well. So we've got my thoughts are creative. I say out to every negative thought that comes to my mind. No person, place, or thing has any power over me, for I am the only thinker in my mind. That's what we were saying at the beginning. I create my own reality and everyone in it. So there's going to be a real strong sense of the power of your mind. And sometimes if you do go into that divine feminine space where you're spending a lot of time thinking about something or someone, they're just saying to be really aware that you're not going into some sort of, what did it say? It was some like out to every negative thought that comes to my mind, so that you don't go down into a negative spiral. You stay up in those kind of higher realms, those positive spirals. So let's pull a charm for you, Virgo. We have, beautiful. Angels watching over me. How lovely. So it really has this sense of you're being so guided here by the divine onto a new path, onto a new journey. It may be just before it, like with the Four of Cups and the Hermit, this could be a bit of soul searching. It's kind of the darkness before the dawn, but there is something new and beautiful and amazing dawning here that feels very divinely connected, very divinely guided. And so the angels are guiding you and watching over you. So that's your reading, Virgo. It's going to feel like little divine blessings coming your way, which is fantastic, especially with your birthday season coming up. So we love that. So I'm going to take it over to the extended reading now. We see that the Hermit has come down onto that mountain, found a new ledge like the Fool, and is jumping into the unknown. Something new is beckoning. Something new is calling. Something new is activating. So where is that all heading? Where is that all going? What energy is around that? Let's look further into the future. Anything else that you need clarified or what else you need to know, we're going to explore that further and the best way to work with the energy. So that's all going to be in the extended reading. Love it if you come over. The link is in the description box below, Virgo, and usually pin the link to the comments as well. And yeah, happy Virgo season. So please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Love to read your comments. Say happy birthday to your fellow Virgos. And yeah, take care.